everybody. What I wanted out of my planner this year was for it to be as functional as possible. So I already shared with you how I had this planner set up, but I think I want to talk about the idea of like giving ourselves permission to change something, and the idea of not really knowing what we need until we are in the planner trying it. And that is exactly what happens to me every year. And I always kind of feel bad about it. I don't know if anybody else feels that way or anything like that, but that is definitely something that I have noticed that I feel. So I used my system for a week and I realized that I had too much going on. I had too many things in too many places, and I wasn't able to utilize my planners in a way that was functional for me. I could feel myself kind of like slipping down a path where I stopped using my planners, and I didn't want to do that. So I reevaluated my system and I updated some things. The changes are very slight and very small, but I wanted to share them with you in case you are someone who is looking for ideas to set up a Frankenplanner, or for someone who really wants to use multiple planners and wants to chunk out your life in some ways, and in other ways has realized that maybe you are a one planner person, and I'm kind of coming to realize that. In my other Frankenplanner video, I also talked about some of the sections in my planner that I didn't know what I was using them for, and I have been able to eliminate entire planners and reevaluate how I'm using things, add things into my Catchall planner, which is really supposed to catch everything, right? So it's like a life planner. It catches a lot of different parts of our lives, and it really helps us to stay on track with things. So let me share with you the updates that I have made to my planner, some planners that I have already taken out, decided not to use, and that kind of thing. So let's just go ahead and check this out. So I really am using the same planner, and I have to say, like, having a clean, neutral layout in a dashboard is really, really working for me. So I often felt roadblocked when I was using a colorful dashboard by the color. I know that in videos I would say, it doesn't matter to me, I'll just put down whatever stickers I wanted to, but honestly, it really kind of was bothering me. And so the process of thinking about, okay, what do I want to put on my spread first as like a decorative element, but also like what do I want to match? So I feel like I was losing some of my creativity because I was thinking about what had to match the colors on that page for an entire month. So having a neutral dashboard planner has really like opened up that creative space for me. I can grab whatever sticker book I want. It can be fast, it can be complex, it can be whatever I want it to be because it's so neutral. And so this planner is really working for me. For me, I don't know if this makes sense, but the decorative stuff leads to more functionality. So what I mean by that is when I have my planner decorated and ready to go and I look at it and I like what I'm seeing, it makes me want to use it more. So a lot of people have said, you know, just switch planner brands, just, you know, you can use whatever planner. That is not me. If it's not a planner that I'm really vibing with, that I'm really connected with, I'm not probably going to use it. So all of that to say, I'm going to actually go ahead and set some goals for 2022. I made a goals page and I shared it over on Instagram. It's really cute, but it's kind of bulky, and I don't know that it's gonna like live in my planner for however long. So there's this, but I want to just like add these goals and then keep like a running list. So maybe it'll be a checklist style, and when I accomplish one of those goals, I'll check it off and add something new. What I actually really need to do, and I've been talking about this for a while, is sign up for Plan with Elisa's Patreon, and I think I'm gonna do that this month because her Patreon is all about goals. I loved talking to her on the podcast and all of that good stuff, and she had just a lot of really great ideas about setting goals, keeping goals, all of that good stuff. So I am gonna use this section, but I just haven't gotten in and really dug in quite yet. And this section, okay, when I talked about setting up my Frankenplanner originally, I had no idea what I was going to use this for. And honestly, like, I hadn't really used these in the past. I loved the idea of them, and I was really excited by them when they first showed up in Happy Planners, because these have not always lived in Happy Planners. I saw them originally in EC Planners, but when I saw this, I didn't really know what I wanted to track that wouldn't be like writing double basically. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna track my dinners forever. Like, I'm just gonna write down the things that we have for dinner. Part of that is because sometimes I'll make something really awesome and I won't remember what it was or when we had it last or that kind of thing. So part of that will be just to help me remember those kind of things. And then the other part is because I just kind of want to have a running record of what we're having for dinners and all of that good stuff. So I'm gonna be using this to track dinners, and you'll see, you might be wondering, well, why are you using that to track dinners when you have a meal planner? I'll show you kind of what happened to my meal plan section in just a second. So yes, I'm gonna be tracking all of my meals in this section, which I'm really excited about. I feel like I finally have a functional use for this space. Now, okay, there's another one of those. Currently is still not finished. I'm still deciding if I want to use this functionally or if I want to use this as like a memory keeping currently section, that kind of thing. So I'm still kind of deciding how I want to use my dashboard page. And I know we're already into January, but I feel like that's part of the process. And that is kind of what I wanted to show here, is the process of getting into your planner. You don't have to be ready to go in your planner by January 1. You can have like the basis for your setup. You can have something to write in, but if you're not completely ready, or if your system isn't perfect for you yet and you're not sure how you're going to use some different aspects of your planner and you're still kind of in process, that's what I really wanted to show here. And I think I'm going to give updates as I get closer to things that work, things that don't work. And I've talked about this in some of my Planner 101 videos, but knowing if something works or doesn't work for you is all about experimentation. You have to try stuff in your planner to see if it works or it doesn't work. So maybe you have a really cool creative idea and that just doesn't work for you, but it works for other planner people. I think that is totally okay. And I guess I want to give myself, as well as anyone watching, permission to know that if something doesn't work in your planner, you got to change it. So then this is my catch-all. I've really been utilizing my monthly. I really like everything that's going on here. I love using the little bullet points on my monthly. I think I'm going to continue doing that. I've been updating it and working in it, so that feels really good. Okay, and then in my weeklies, so I was still kind of toying around with the idea of what I wanted to use this for. So this last week I used this section for a to-do. I did like a little memory keeping journaling space here. And then this was like my back to work section, because next week is my first week back to work after winter break. So I wanted to make sure that I have all of my work to-dos right here front and center in the front of my planner, even though you'll see I have a work planner in here now. I wanted to make sure everything was in here just ready to go. And then I have been updating and working in my right-hand side. So I've been making sure to write down things when they happen and all of that good stuff. I've added some more decor in there. So this is also like in progress. So the spread that you see when I plan it on camera is not the spread that I end up with at the end of the week, because my planners are really functional for me. And so I have to be able to write in it and use it as a tool. I realized that this probably wasn't the most functional use, especially once I like went back and set things up again. So this is my spread for this week. I've made a lot of changes to other sections back here, but I'm gonna use this as like a dashboard really, or like a home base kind of thing, to have a view of all of my other sections before I am able to flip into them, because having other sections behind this planner often leads to me not looking in them. But if I have a reminder on my page here that's like, oh, you need to go over there and look in that section and write something over there, that is a good reminder to have here as well. And then I also, and you'll see this in a bit when I go into my social media section, but I took out the planner section in there. There are still a few sheets that I'm going to be using to track things in social media and maybe lists. It's going to be more of like a list section than anything. And I'm going to track like podcast recording times, YouTube video recording times, other things. And then I also set a goal for myself to record 2 YouTube videos, 1 or 2 depending. It's gonna kind of have to vary when I go back to work, but 1 or 2 YouTube videos first thing in the morning. I'm getting up an hour early so that I have time to do that, because what I don't want to do is be in this really consistent pattern of recording YouTube videos, which I love, but then have that get lost in, you know, work life shuffle. Because by the end of my workday, after I'm done teaching and interacting, because I'm such an introvert, I tend to just shut off. Like, I just go into, it's time to make dinner, it's time to relax and watch TV, it's time to play with the kids, that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, it's more difficult for me to record YouTube videos, but if I give myself time to do that and have things recorded ahead of time and just kind of be in a, you know, get into a pattern of recording 1 or 2 videos, just having them there. If there is a day that I need to take off, I have videos already pre-recorded. So that is something that I'm adding into my routine so that I don't get overwhelmed, because daily posting is my jam and I want to keep daily posting. And I think that I just really want to be consistent here, and that's something that I'm going to do. But anyway, so I'm going to be adding those things into my life planner. So I'm going to be writing on my weekly calendar days of the week that I record and that kind of thing, and kind of tracking that as well. So that will be in here. And then if there's a podcast recording, it's going to go in here. If there is something else that I need to do for social media, it's also going to go in here. I just found that when I was using the teacher layout for the social media planner, I was trying to come up with categories and I was trying to come up with things to write on each day. And I could probably break down social media tasks in a way that I could use that full planner, but I just feel like it wasn't the most functional use of my time, basically. So I wasn't using it in the best way that I could. So I changed up. This feels like it's all over the place, but I hope you're following. So back to the left-hand side of my dashboard page, all of that to say, I'll be using this to track chores, a running to-do list. So this will be anything that's not chores. So this will be like my household to-dos. This will be anything that I need to do, like phone calls I need to make, places I need to go, just to-dos that I need to do that are not chore related. So not like sweep the house, clean the bathroom. Other to-dos will go over here. And then I'm also gonna have a focus area for work. So that'll be right here. And then I'll have a focus, like any big important tasks that really need my attention are gonna go here. And then I use this bottom space as like a preview to the next week. So if I have big things going on in the week after this, like in the following week, I put them down here. And so next week I have my husband's birthday, and then we have, or I have a chiropractic appointment. So those are just reminders so that I can plan for those things and make sure that I have everything going that I need to do. So that is how this has really been updated, and how I have, you know, kind of tried something here and then it didn't work. So I'm trying something else, and I'm hoping that this will work a little bit better. Then my chores section looks the same. And I didn't really use this sheet this week, but I'm hoping to use this and kind of really get in the mode of checking things off. I'll be doing that. And I honestly didn't do that many chores this week. That week between Christmas and New Year's is just a time, I think, when I relax, I guess. I don't do as much, and I really need to get back into the habit of that. So this is I'm gonna start this next week. And then meal plans. So if you saw my other Frankenplanner setup, you'll notice that I had the meal planner in here, and that was just too much for me. Honestly, I love the layout, I love the idea of it, but it is just too much for me. I am not someone that plans like elaborate breakfasts. I'm not someone that like tracks all of my food intake and measures like macros and calories and all of that. I'm not somebody who does all of that. I really just plan dinners. Like those are the meals that I plan. Everything else in our house is kind of like a free-for-all. And like, that's not just, that sounds really bad, but like, I don't plan like I don't have like a lunch plan. I'm not someone who packs lunches for my kids at school because my kids are in virtual school. My kids honestly don't really like to eat breakfast, and so we don't really plan breakfast very often. It's very rare that they will eat breakfast. So having something that's more simple like this, where I can look at my menu for the week, or these will be just kind of like running ideas actually, and then I'll kind of figure out which meals go where and put them on my main calendar. And then the grocery list is nice as well to have in here, but I didn't need that full meal planner. I needed something a little bit smaller. I like that it also has recipe prep and any snacks that I may want to make. This will be nice for me to track and be aware of what like low carb things I have for myself in here. And that's really all that I need, because I found that since I'm really like in the groove of my eating plan and like my, you know, my wellness journey and that kind of thing, I don't need to eat that much. So like a snack is really all I need to plan in the middle of the day. Like a cup of coffee in the morning and then a low carb snack and then my dinner. That's really, it's super boring, but that's about all that I do. And then also I added in here my recipe cards from my recipe planner. So if there's any really awesome recipes that I want to put in here, this will remind me also to put in like family favorites and that kind of thing so that I have those. I actually just updated my printer and got some sticker paper as well so that I can print, you know, pictures of recipes and put them here and that kind of thing. I think that will make it easier as well. So trying to plan at least like one recipe per week, maybe even two, and put those over into my recipe planner so that I can actually have a completed recipe planner. I think that would be really cool. So I put those in there as well. And yeah, so then looking at budget, my budget planner is the same. I haven't really done anything with it yet. I'm hoping to get a plan with me in this filmed tomorrow. I know we're on like the 3rd day of January, but I figure, you know, my budget is still in flux. I still need to look at some things and that kind of thing, but I am gonna be using this. But it's the same one. And then projects, the projects tab is the same that you guys saw before. And then, which one is this? Okay, and then this is new. So after all of this that you just saw, this is considered like my catch-all. That's like my life. This is like really the meat and potatoes of my life. And then the second half of my life is work. So I had, let me show you. I had all of my work stuff in this planner, and you guys have seen me flip through this before. You saw me set this up, but what I had found already, and I wasn't even back to work yet, was that I was not reaching for an extra planner. I was looking at my digital work calendars and I was just kind of falling into some of my old habits, which were not as productive as they could be. And I really want to utilize my time at work to be very productive so that when I'm not working in my not working hours, I can really be engaged with my family. I can have more time for social media. I can have more time to get my house in order, that kind of stuff. So I actually moved my teacher planner into my Frankenplanner, and I'm still gonna use it in the same way. Nothing has changed really. So I have the season of color planner dividers in here, and I am not gonna use the month because I use the month in my digital calendar. So that's still looking for my tape. I'm not sure where it went. My son, I've talked about this before, my son loves tape, and I think he may have taken it. I think it may be somewhere in his lair, but I'm gonna tape those together, and then I'm going to just use these functional sheets, which are so awesome. A daily work planner. This is from Fancy Plans Co. And then my hourly layout. So that is everything that I'm gonna be using for work for now. And then of course it also has some other like functional things in here, like your week things to follow up on after the week, your weekly focus, all of that good stuff. So that is what I'm gonna be using for work, but my work planner is now inside of my Frankenplanner. So that is there. And then this is my updated social media section. So as you can see, I took the social media planner out, which was a teacher layout, and now I just have this tab over here, and I'm really just gonna track things in here sometimes. I'm not even always gonna be that concerned about numbers because that is not what it's about to me. That is just, it's like a metric. I don't know if there's any other teachers or anybody else who tracks data in their job. I just like to look at numbers as like a one point of growth. So it's like looking at data, looking at growth, that's like an indicator. It's one indicator, you know, of growth, of, you know, success, of that kind of thing. So that's why I'm tracking this here, just to make sure, and maybe like I can look at as well, like did one video in particular really resonate with my audience, with you guys? and I should make more of those to continue to grow. Did you guys really like one particular post over on my Instagram? I don't know. We'll take a look at that. I'm gonna be using these sheets, but I don't have like a full planner. I have a plan of attack, so if I ever need to take notes, and then if I have like an elaborate idea that needs like more notes or something for a YouTube video, I'll use this Fancy Plans Co. content planner. So the idea goes here, a few, you know, bullets or notes about it, scheduling, putting it on the platform, you know, that kind of thing. So that is the content planner as well. So that is how my social media section got updated. And then I am still using the recovery planner. I think that I am going to do away with the monthly though. So this is the year at a glance. I'm not quite sure how I want to use that. If any of you use this year at a glance in your wellness planner, let me know. I was thinking about using it for gratitude, but I already track that in my weekly spread. I also track in my weekly spread my current weight, my steps, and my sleep. So I don't know what else I would track over here. So I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think. And then I actually grabbed these sheets from the Undated Wellness Extension Pack. And this is like self-affirmation check-in for the month. So I felt loved when, I felt challenged when, I felt strong when, I felt happy when, I felt blank when, I felt blank when. I like that. And then like, how am I feeling? I like that. So I really like that this is like maybe like a weekly kind of like, how am I feeling, that kind of thing. And then this is wellness goals. So wellness goal number 1, wellness goal number 2, and wellness goal number 3. And then I'm thinking about just not even bothering with this. What I don't want in my planners this year is I don't want anything to feel forced. I don't want to feel like I have to use a section when it's not functional for me. So I think I'm going to take that part away. Although I'm not sure, we'll see. I may go over onto Instagram and see how some of you guys are doing it. And then this is just, it's very functional. There's not a lot of decor. Like I put one little sticker down here and one up here. And then this weekly check-in is really cool. I need to fill that in. And then I just write, you know, I sometimes write a little journal thing, sometimes just track things. So I really like this. And then I also have the recovery journal in here, which I haven't really written in yet, but that is coming. And then I think that's it. The only other thing I want to add in here from my work planner, maybe we'll do that now, are the meeting notes sheets. I don't know that I need a checklist right now. My grade book is all online and that kind of thing, and I don't know what else I would use that for, but I think I want to put this in the back of my work planner so that I can have some notes when we're in meetings. I like to take notes when I'm in meetings so that I can refer back and that kind of thing. So, and I like to take handwritten notes. Some people like to type them out. I like handwritten notes. So we'll put those in there, but that is really the updated Frankenplanner. And I know it's probably more complicated than most, but it's very functional for me right now. And this will likely evolve and change. I'm thinking about, okay, Amber plans her day. If any of you follow her, she put white metal discs on this cover and it looks beautiful. I think maybe for February, I might change it up and put those on here. So pretty, so pretty. Or I don't know, I might be going back to a plastic cover from do you guys remember that Valentine's, or I guess it wasn't even Valentine's, it was a Be Happy box that came out around Valentine's Day, and there was a journal in there with a black cover and red metal discs, and that cover would be perfect. And I'm kind of considering it for February, so we'll see how it goes. I just hate how when I'm here filming, my ring light does all the things and I don't know how to fix it. So if any of you know how to fix it, let me know. But that is the video for today. So thank you so much for being here, for watching, and for doing all of the amazing things that you guys do. You are wonderful, you are incredible, and I absolutely adore you guys. So thank you so much for being here. If you are new, hello, my name is Caitlin, and I would absolutely love it if you would hit that red subscribe button down below. If you are one of my current followers, thank you so much. You are the wind beneath my wings. You guys are incredible, and I couldn't do any of this without you. So thank you in advance for it being amazing. And if you would like to find me in any other places, feel free to check me out over on Instagram, YouTube, and over on, I guess you could find me on Twitter and Facebook and on the Spice Chaos podcast. So all of those good things, you can find me, I think I said YouTube, but we're on YouTube. It's very early, you guys. and I'm trying to get back on my schedule, so whoops. But anyway, you know where to find me, so you could find me over there. I'm really close to reaching 9,000 friends over on Instagram, and I am at creatinginchaos_official if you'd like to go over there and follow as well. I would absolutely love that. And then if you would like to, you can also support me by joining my Patreon, as well as by checking out any of my affiliate links and all of those good things down there. So thank you in advance for doing all of those things. And by the way, you guys, have fun today